Good evening. Here is the world news from EGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am yours faithfully, Tomori Ready London. First are the major headlines for the world news. Nigeria's next president should be below 60, able to work 14 hours daily. Afe Babalola. Nigeria now depends on IMF, World Bank loans to pay workers' salaries. Tomori. Nigerians need another leader like Buhari, presidency. We paid 10.7 million naira to abductors, families of victims. Ipman charges FG on refineries, port repairs. And to foreign story, Nigeria, UAE truce, air peace to resume direct flight to Dubai, March 1st. And to sports story, Eagles missed Osimhen at AFCON, Olibali. Nigeria represented as Winter Olympics opens in Beijing amid COVID-19 concerns. Now the news in detail. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Afe Babalola, on Thursday educated the political parties and voters on qualities to look out for before adopting or voting anyone to become the next Nigeria's president. Babalola, in a 3-page statement he personally signed and made available to newsmen in Ado-Ekiti, said that the parties must search for the very best without mulling considerations in picking their candidates. The legal practitioner, who is also the founder of Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, said that the country needed a candidate who would go beyond politics and embrace the principle of stronger Nigeria. According to him, such candidate must be highly educated up to at least degree level and must not have history of penchant for corrupt practices. Babalola, in a statement entitled The Presidency, when the candidate is or not qualified, said that such a candidate must not be too old and must be of sound health. He said the candidate must also be extraordinarily brilliant and have sound knowledge of the current affairs, work ethics, leadership experience, good human relations, and also have clear court vision and mission for Nigeria. The notable legal practitioner said the presidential candidate should be fluent in spoken English, so that he would possess the ability to write a speech all by himself. According to him, in addition, he must possess the ability to speak off the cuff. Babalola said the candidate must produce evidence that he possesses unquestionable means of livelihood. A professor of virology and member of the World Health Organization Technical Advisory Group on COVID-19 vaccine composition, Oyewale Tomori, has lamented the refusal of successive administrations in Nigeria to invest in science and technology. Tomori said rather than investing in what would bring positive returns to Nigeria, consistently invested in corruption and immorality, stressing that the returns on these were the numerous problems facing the country. Speaking at the 79th Interdisciplinary Research Discourse of the Postgraduate College, University of Ibadan, put together by the Provost, Professor Jonathan Babalola, on Thursday, Tomori said for Nigeria to get out of its woes, it needed to start massive investment in education, science, and technology. He said, while other countries are getting sumptuous results on their investment, we are wallowing in our own return on iniquity and return to immorality. That is why we have 10.5 million of our children out of school, 4.5 million under-vaccinated, we become the poverty capital of the world. A recent study said the U.S. government between 1988 and 2010 invested $3.8 billion in the genome projects, and it is already generating $769 billion. This is what is called return on investment. To the renowned virologist, economic progress should be the direct result of advances in science and technology, saying everything used in communication, transportation, housing, clothing were a product of investment in science and technology. The presidency has said that as 2023 approaches, Nigerians need to elect another leader like President Muhammadu Buhari who can clean up corruption and mess in the country. Presidential spokesperson Femi Adesina stated this in his article on Thursday on his Facebook page titled PMB and the NDDC, which was a reaction to the probe ongoing in the Niger Delta Development Commission. Adesina noted that there had been one-thing corruption in the NDDC for over 15 years and things only started to improve 2 years ago. He said the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, is an interventionist agency created for the development of the oil-producing region of the country. There is one thing President Muhammadu Buhari ate with a passion: grand lessening, I beg your pardon, expropriation and polony. Once it's confirmed that you are filching from the public purse, you can never be his friend, no matter who you are. So, you have to bring to a halt the gravity train that the NLDC had become over the years. And no stampede, no riot or panic. The house planning must be done and done well, thorough. In the Niger Delta, you see plenty signboards, but little or no project. In other words, people collect contracts, erect signboards announcing the project, but the project never gets done, and the contractors get paid. Additional added that if the resources pumped in over the years had been justified with variable projects, it would have impacted on the region and on the lives of the people. The case of NDC is symptomatic of the lot of our country. An interventionist agency is established to serve the people, and it turns to a private cash cow for a few people who has caused and bewitched our country. That there are few men and women of probity and accountability in public life. So another story from Ondo State. A farmer, Femi Alawiye, and 9 of his farm workers lured to the farm and abducted in Obesa area of Ondo State have regained their freedom after parting away with 10.7 million naira. A family member said that the kidnappers counted the money and ensured it was completed before they freed those kidnapped. Recall that the victims were abducted last week Saturday after the kidnappers succeeded in luring them to the farm under the pretense that the farm was on fire. Vanguard gathered that the victims were released after their family members raised the money requested for by the kidnappers. Alawiye was called on the phone that his farm was on fire, and he quickly rushed down to the farm to see the level of the damage, but on getting to the farm, the kidnappers ran off and whisked them away. Police sources told Vanguard that the kidnappers had earlier freed 5 of the kidnapped workers. But the remaining 6 victims were released after spending 4 days in the kidnappers' den. The Benin Depot branch of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria has charged the federal government on repairs of the Benin Depot of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and refineries across the country. The Benin Depot chairman of IPMAN, Baba Abdul Salisu, gave the charge yesterday in Benin during an annual general meeting and election of new executives for the association. He lamented that the depot had remained moribund and out of operations for over a decade. According to him, the rehabilitation of the nation's refineries will put an end to the incessant hike in the prices of petroleum products in the country. We will engage and collaborate with government and other relevant agencies in the oil and gas sector to fix the depots and refineries. If the refineries are fixed, crude oil will be refined in the country, and that will help to reduce the incessant increment of pump price in the country, Salisu said. He assured that the union will partner with the federal government to ensure that the right policies are put in place to avert strike actions by members. And to some form of foreign story, Air Peace Airline Friday said it will resume direct scheduled flight to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, on March 1st, 2022. This is coming after the lifting of flight restrictions between Nigeria and UAE following protracted COVID-19 protocols and flight frequencies disagreement between the two countries. Recall the two countries resolved the differences and restored flight frequencies to Nigeria's Air Peace and UAE's Emirates Airlines last week. Air Peace also announced that it is set to expand its West Coast presence by launching flight operations into Niamey, Niger, on February 25, 2022, as well as Kinshasa and Malabo in the fourth quarter of this year. The management of the airline, who made the revolution in the news release issued to journalists on Friday, February 4, 2022, stated that Lagos flights will operate 3 days weekly from any of its domestic routes through its Lagos port. We are happy to inform the flying public that in the tie-in with our commitment to providing more flight connectivity and meeting the air travel needs of Nigerians, we are restarting our UAE operations, but with Dubai as a destination and not Sharjah. Some of the sports stories that make the world news this hour. Senegal captain Kalidou Koulibaly believes the Nigerian team to the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon solely means Napoli striker Victor Osimhen at the tournament, Punch Sport Extra report. The Eagles crashed out of the tournament in Cameroon in the round of 16, losing 1-0 to Tunisia. The three-time winners have recorded victories over Egypt, Sudan, and Guinea-Bissau in Group D, but could not get past the disciplined Carthage Eagles side at the Ronde Algia Stadium in Garoua. Koulibaly, who was instrumental to Senegal's 3-1 win over Burkina Faso said, "Is Osimhen a big player with great attitude and force, which could have helped the Eagles? Many teams were scared of them with the way they started, but were unlucky against Tunisia." When asked about the chances of the Lions lifting the AFCON title for the first time in their history, the Napoli defender said, "We just have to believe and give our best as we aim to make history here. We have faith, and now we will battle to win it." In Cameroon, Senegal will be aiming to become the first side since Egypt in 2010 to reach consecutive AFCON finals, having been defeated by Algeria in 2019, 17 years after their first loss in the showpiece fixtures against this year's Nations Cup host in 2002. And to the last sporting event coming from Beijing. Nigeria's flag was hoisted in China on Friday as the opening ceremony of the Beijing Winter Olympics commenced. The games are holding as the world continues to struggle to turn the page on a troubled build-up overshadowed by human rights concerns and COVID. The latest Sheikh Bed's Nest Stadium took center stage just as it did at the 2008 Games, seen as China's coming out party on the world stage as Beijing becomes the first city to host both the Summer and Winter Olympics. The opening ceremony was attended by President Xi Jinping, under whose rule China has adopted a more muscular attitude internationally compared to 14 years ago. Xi, who will declare the Games officially open, will be joined by more than 20 world leaders, including Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. The two presidents have met earlier in the day. China and Russia have both seen ties with Washington deteriorate markedly, and with tensions rising in Europe over Russia's troop build-up on the Ukraine border, Putin hailed the truly unprecedented nature of relations with his hosts. The United States, Britain, Canada, and Australia, among countries, staging a diplomatic boycott of the Games over China's rights record, particularly the fate of the Muslim Uyghur minority in Xinjiang. That was the world news from BGI TV, but before we go, a quick recap of the headlines once again. Nigeria's next president should be below 60, able to work 14 hours daily, Afe Babalola. Nigeria now depends on IMF World Bank loans to pay workers' salary. Tomori, Nigerians need another leader like Buhari presidency. We also brought to you on No Farm Kidnap. We paid 10.7 million to abductors, families of victims. Ipman charges FG on refineries depot repairs. And to foreign story, Nigeria UAE troops air peace to resume direct flight to Dubai March 1st. And so some of sports story, Eagles miss Osimhen at AFCON, Kalidu Koulibaly. And lastly, Nigeria represented at Winter Olympics Open in Beijing amid COVID-19 concerns. Thank you for watching. For more updates on our YouTube channel, the handle is Bababagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell for all options for updates. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page to enable you to have access to our broadcast. And on Instagram, Bagede Imo_22. For other placements of your goods and services, coverage of event and function, the phone number streaming on your screen is the number to dial. Thank you for watching. I am yours faithfully, Moriri Rabila Lawal. Thank God it's Friday. Jumat Mufida Mubarak to all Muslim brothers, and thank God it's Friday. God bless Christian brothers all around the world. Shalom.